Have you ever seen someone driving a luxurious car and thought, damn, that's a nice car? Did you admire the person driving the car, or did you admire yourself behind the wheel? Exactly. And that is what this chapter is all about. Welcome back to another video where I discuss my insights on the chapter that I have just read. Today, I will be talking in this video about chapter number 8 from the book called The Psychology of Money by Mr. Morgan Housel. This chapter titled is Man in the Car Paradox. And trust me, watch this video until the end because this video will make you rethink how we chase respect, success, and image. My key takeaways from this chapter are: wealth does not display respect. The admiration for anybody will also fade away. Status makes other envy you. And next, you are not impressing anybody. True respect is earned, not by what you own. Wealth is silent. And with that, it brings me to the deeper details of my notes. The lesson number 1 which I took from this chapter is that status is an illusion. Shocking, right? The world tells us otherwise, but Mr. Morgan here hits us with a very core idea. He says, no one is impressed with your possession as much as you are. That is so powerful if you can think about it. We either respect the reality now or not. We all are pretenders. We all pretend. We buy clothes, we buy cars, we buy watches, thinking that it will make others respect us. But truly I'm telling you this is not the case. And I have experienced it firsthand. Most people, when they see your success, they think of themselves in your position rather than your success. They don't admire you. They imagine themselves in that position. It is not admiration. It is projection. With that, it brings me to the next key takeaway, which is we aren't broadcasting confidence. Many of us are in a misconception. Morgan says humility, kindness, and empathy will bring you more respect than any horsepower ever will. Let that hit you. Morgan here is not just talking about cars. He is talking about every single thing we purchase to impress others. We purchase those things and try to signal status. That is a trap. Because when most people see you, what are they going to do? They're going to think of themselves in your position, just like you would when somebody else is showing up. And the sad part is that people go to depth chasing admiration that will never arrive. And with that, it brings me to the next key takeaway, which is the paradox of impressing others. The paradox we want is other people admiration. See, we all are human after all, yourself and I. We want to be liked by others. We want to be respected by others. We want to be celebrated by others. We think we will get that by having possession of things what other people don't have and by showing them off. But that very act of yourself can put a big distance in yourself and the people you want the love and the admiration as well as the respect from. With that, it brings me to the next key takeaway, which is respect isn't for sale. This chapter should hit you because it did definitely hit me. Because this chapter made me realize that people don't admire my things as much as I wished. And if you are someone like me who questions everything, I ask myself this question: what do people really respect? And then this is the answer that I come up with. If you want respect, you have to be kind, you have to have humility, you have to be respectful, you have to have self-respect, you have to be having peace, and most important, you have to have your purpose known to yourself. The real status is your personality and your character. It is not the car that you drive. It is not the expensive clothes that you wear. And it damn sure well does not matter on the amount of money you have in your bank. Because respect is earned and not bought. And with that, it brings me to the final takeaway from this chapter, which is chase quiet confidence and not loud approval. This chapter has been a great help to me, and I'm very happy on the person who recommended me this book, as well as I'm very delighted that this is my first book, because this chapter has calmed me, because I used to believe I am confidence. This chapter tells me that if you believe you are a confidence, you don't need a big applause from people. You just need to be happy within yourself. Because the idea of this chapter that tells me is that ego is loud and wealth whispers. And in order for me to be rich, I have understood I need to be less loud and work on my quietness. Because true respect is that what you show yourself when there is nobody watching. Morgan wraps up this gem of a chapter with a very strong line. He says, admiration is more about how you make others feel than what you own. So the next time you're going to buy something expensive, ask yourself, am I doing this for them or am I doing this for an illusion? And with that question, it brings me to the end of this video. And these are my final takeaways from this chapter. And if you have caught yourself flexing a little more for approval, I feel you. But this chapter should be a reminder that real confidence does not need an audience.